And now, our feature presentation.
You are watching a master at work.
Hello, everybody. Rafael Chacín here, as known as el Capitán Rafucho. Welcome aboard. And welcome, everybody, to another edition of Silver and Black Experience with your host, Rafael Chacín, as known as el Capitán Rafucho. And after that, I was doing like a live stream on Spanish between Dallas Mavericks versus Boston Celtics, which is unbelievable, which is like a great game. So right now, we're going to talk about for Raiders. So right now, let's put in on for the music right here. So let's see what they got. Okay, and then there you go. All right, so between for the NFL combined talk and all these for the off season right now before the draft came in right here. So I just watched the highlights between for the NFL combined between this weekend and of course something news about for what's going to happen for the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, for first and foremost, I mean, there's one athlete that I was very look at it. So I'm going to check out for the image right here. So this guy right here is not other than Peyton Wilson. Yep, that's Peyton Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to start for this one right here. I mean, this guy right here has a lot to talk about it. But I mean, there's one position that has a message also for at this point is a linebacker, which Peyton Wilson has a very good chance to anyone to secure for the number one spot. And then they just looking at it. They may have already looking it up. I mean, despite for the story of knee injuries, he was like very sick, smooth from the mover position and drills, something like that. He around like 40-yard dash. That speed shows out on the field, and he flashes through sideline ability. What is still had to concern about the ability in pass coverage, he has been proving himself like a athlete for the position early. 6'4", 4', like 300 pounds with no true standards at that position. He may have liked some anything himself for the first linebacker for the first board. I mean, if the teams are very okay with the medicals, he maybe go around for the first round pick. So I got to show up for the video right here. So I hope this is going to happen. So as it going, Daniel Barry, salute to you. So, all right, so let's go for the checkout for the video. Let's see where they got it.
He got out. He just got out, Rich.
4.44, the full Moses Malone.
Yeah, 155.10.
Yeah, that is right. I mean, if you look at CF for the video, that was the NFL combined between of the 40-yard dash for Peyton Wilson. I mean, if we're talking about for his selector, we should talk about it. But I mean, he's one of the best linebackers. One of the best linebackers. I mean, he's clearly talented because he's been in school for 6 years. I mean, he should be like Henley, the kids is going against. Will you add injury history? He feels like he's getting like a more like a DJ Johnson that come for FrankLubo.com. I mean, he's like a culture guy, but if they're gonna end up with him, they will be mad. I wouldn't be mad at all, but it's just like it feels like they have a far bigger problems with the linebacker. Depends who's gonna give it off or get him. I mean, he's one of the best in the nation. I mean, he moves some like a neat energy to the defense, very fast, physical, also has a very good football IQ. The only knock is very too small, but he can weight that up. He's very tall, but he doesn't seem like some nasty hits and just keep it on going. So that's why I had to go with added a position for the linebacker. And then, boom, they just got to knock it enough for this one. I mean, on that note, I would say that because that kid has a very sure talent. That should have been like a talent. I mean, he could be like a steal depending on the draft position. Just thinking about for like they could realistically get, and besides for the field performance, I mean, that would be great from that program. I mean, that would be great. That would be great at all, ladies and gentlemen. That would be great at all. And also, there's like a lot of players who should be like interesting about for the draft combined. So it's not going to be like a shock for anything. I mean, Devontae Sweat, Devontae Sweat from Texas. I mean, one of the most important at this combine is always had to go into the medicals that seem like they only truly, if the 360 pounds that Texas less than in front of Devontae Sweat. I mean, look at this one. His very dominated presence at defensive tackle. He needs to prove about his athletic ability to look at the players who can contribute on all 3 downs. But his 40 dash doesn't job up onto the page. I mean, it's really a solid time. Who's nearly like 317 pounds. 317 pounds. And I mean, that was huge. Huge at all. I mean, what they're talking about for Devontae Sweat, I mean, that guy is a beast. A beast. And I will tell you for this one. And I mean, he did not wait on the senior ball before for the combine. I mean, he runs like very impressive. He runs very impressive. And they're going to be happening like it if they wanted to draft it. I mean, they got to be off of the defensive line. I mean, if he play even too higher, but he just like a run stuffing nose tackle who didn't eat like shed and balloon all of the upseason, but it seems like I had to go with. I mean, there could be a better mover to that size and there could be like physical possible. If he has the same weight that he played, that is very good news. I mean, teams are looking for drafting him. Because if you look at it for the watching for the first game during the past season, I mean, Sweat was making plays at the 3rd and 4th quarter. And they just look at it come running the back of the ones that the game ended. I mean, they get the guys in the mail at a time without collapsing. That's some Pat Williams type weight, which is standing out for them to control it. Trying for the control. And you're gonna listen for the interview. Let's see what they got, because I know it's been like so many points out of the goal for the force of view. Yeah, the force of view I had to go with. I mean, they just get in like they just respond for the credits. Oh, it is overrated, and I don't know what happens because it happens to the same with what is that name right here? I mean, Queen Evers. I mean, that guy who was so many bases like here, and it just came in like it for he runs with a very impressive. I mean, during like I said, this combined, I mean, how fast is it to come? It's just like a 5 seconds 26. I mean, they're probably tracking it down because they followed for the Texas Longhorns for a few years. I mean, fun loving Joey Giant before the last season, he and Brooks, they were joking about for transferring for the Texas State, so they get a board transfer for the San Marcos. But I hope this is gonna give him so fast. But yeah, I was gonna take it for this one. So, all right, so let's get check them out for like a piece for the interview. So I'm gonna share the screen right here. And if you guys see like the declarations of Devontae Sweat, so let's see check out for this one. So we're going to share this. All right, so let's check them out for the declarations of Devontae Sweat response for the credits of playing weight and along with the Texas future, which is Queen Evers. So let's check this out.
God, I mean, I'm just a big guy. You know, a lot of people get scared of the number. A lot of people gonna be like, "Where's you know?" I can reach out to my nutritionists at the University of Texas. They help me a lot, and
yep. And let's got this thread right here. So come out? Or is it
weeks or just a week, it just.
I mean, something's happening with the YouTube thing and all this, right? Hey, what's up, Chet Shredder? How's it going? Welcome. All right, so
Take some time to myself, meditate, and go about my business like that.
So how about
one thing.
Yep, he's doing to the next level. I mean, if you see like the declarations of Devontae Sweat, I mean, that guy was like enormous beast. I could tell you, he's a beast. I mean, he was looking good for the agility traits for the size. I mean, if they're gonna watch it, I mean, that motherfucker is almost heavier. It's heavier. I mean, imagine a man with that size running so fast as you had the soul to pancake you. I mean, that's a nightmare fuel right here. And this is gonna be like the special. Yep. I mean, this is something that I was like getting involved with this because during the time that Devontae Sweat, I mean, have you ever all run for 40? I mean, it could be shocked how fast those guys are. I mean, about like at the 10 years ago, I mean, there was running like a 5. I mean, to be like a pro athlete, you had the biggest and still fastest athletic. I mean, it's mind blowing. That's a lot of genetics, really. It's gonna be like a hard work, of course, but if you're gonna run like a 5 seconds when you have a heavy it, it'll be shock. I mean, it all happens all the time because if you're in best shape right now, it took like a good shape because no matter if you're running slower or faster, I mean, they build a lot of different. They build a lot of different. Yes, it is. Where does I find you? New quarterback right here. This name is Rafael. Oh my god. I gotta tell you for that video that went so viral. I mean, during the NFL Combine week, I just posted a video of on IG, which I was hold on a second because I'm just wanted to showing up for everything. So hold on a minute. All right, so would you want to get it? All right, so on that video that I just posted on IG, where I was like, I was throwing it out for this one. I was working on my arm because sometimes I had a difficulty with the arm and anything. Hey, I was at some sports. Welcome. So I was figuring it out how the arm is getting built like this, and then I was starting to thinking about it. Maybe I should do it like a long shot or a short chalk or anything like that. So I just wanted to do like the long shot. And then I was running out like a freak and I was training out for the combined week. So I just made it because it came very viral. And then I was thinking about what should I do about for the NFL combine because I just want to make it now because if I'm ready for the draft and all this stuff like that. But yeah, I still got it for the long shot right here. But I mean, that probably go and end up to like this one. So even more frankly, but in that case, on Toronto Sweat, I mean, that motherfucker, he's a beast, and he throws you like a doll because he uses his blocker. I mean, he's a linebacker. I mean, you can learn onto the best run stuffing in the league. I mean, if he weighed like a more than pounds, he will ride like very impressive. I mean, he could probably like lose like 20 pounds. I mean, imagine that with his, it's just something similar with Dexter Lawrence. He has the same height, and 20 pounds lighter. But I don't think it's gonna be like that's a small. But I don't think it's very small at all. But I mean that speed he can really help. But that's not going on going rounder. But I gotta tell you for this one, on this one. I mean, different speeds and what's now with the playing weight that Texas. I mean, he felt quick for that size. I mean, trust me about it. Trust me. He's still faster, but he was cleaning everything up, not running out for the middle of the game long. But they need like a dot number moving that quick a lot. So I will tell you for this one. I will tell you. But as usual, I have to go for the NFL combined or all this track right here. I mean, in the position of the pocket, the important thing for the pocket, I mean, there's another one, which is Byron Murphy. Also for the Texas. Byron Murphy. If you guys don't know about this, Byron Murphy, he was like a mauler. I mean, they need like a more pressing needs. I mean, they should be like drafted for offensive linemen. I mean, for all this time right here, I mean, we should look at the combined, because in that team we just need to improve a lot more. I mean, after we just see for the Raiders, for the new regime under Antonio Pierce and all these stuff like that. I mean, after we all getting stuck with the nightmare with Josh McDaniels, Deb Ziegler, and right now we're getting to Deb Ziegler. I mean, there's still a lot of holes. Pause. There's still a lot of holes to get in, to fill in. So I was getting very involved with this one. So, hey, how's it going, Raider Twan? But look at the position we got it, because after we just saw Devontae Sweat, also we just got from that guy. We just got from that guy, which is Peyton Wilson from NC State. But right now, Byron Murphy, which is like a partner from Texas. I mean, some people had to show draft for the offensive lineman, because there's a lot of good linemen on the draft. But they just had already at the players, but we need something to help. We need something to help. I mean, Byron Murphy, he's very incredibly athletic pass rusher rapidly, moving out for the boards. I mean, no matter if Tom Telesco got to choose on the draft, but I think they got it to the right guy. We should get considered as an option, but I think it was going to be a really aggressive if they had a better position when it comes to the late rounds. I mean, compared to the other position, the online is going to be a really fine. But if we got to go to upgrade it, what would get it drafting the guard, which is not weird of course. Getting a defensive tackle will be what are the upgrades or downgrades? Because if we remember about for the last year draft, we just got Tyree Wilson. I don't know if we should an upgrade or downgrade, but he's still an improve about his speed. But at first I was really shocked because there's something I needed to feel about it. But at the end of the quarter, he just still needs to improve a lot more. Same what happened with Aiden O'Connor. Which is AOC. But I think it is the most there's something something they had to go with. I mean, they has a very talent, but he's still in the pro up out of this mobility, and I don't think he's gonna be a franchise quarterback, in my opinion. I mean, he's still a backup quarterback, because after they got traded to Brian Hoyer, and then all the situation for the drama for Jimmy Garoppolo, we still need a quarterback, which is a veteran or a rookie. But I think it can the most weight against for the value for the first round. I mean, going out for the round 2 and number 3, just go there for the best offensive player and the best available. I mean, without all the injuries, I mean, it would be not a bad idea. I mean, drafting all for the Byron Murphy isn't completely not a bad idea. I mean, just look at the premium position of the need. Because if they're going to go to pushback for the offensive side of the ball position, when it's very productive, justified in much of the concern about his body ability to hold off in the season. I mean, getting more weapons is never really like a bad position on that league, especially when much of the cap is about to be restricted to the extensions and free agency. I mean, getting these guys on the rookie is getting deal a lot. I mean, in regards to the offensive line, we're just going to invest a lot of effort so far where they're going to be. I mean, they have to show its ability to stay healthy, and when an officer is eating the cap space and not too far away from being like a rookie contract. So it's gonna be like being else to the other defense. It doesn't make like really sense at all. Really sense at all. But I think it's somebody prove how to go for the first round pick or a second round pick. But it seems like with the problem, it seems like more to the game. And the project that's someone who's been shaken up for the first round, the tools are here. But he hasn't shown up much compared like something like Cam Newton. He come out of here against other competition. I mean, first round picks are meant to best of the best. Elite impact right now plays. Because it just felt like a hopping out the bandwagon because he's getting like a more national attention and people that just wanted to take him for sake of getting a defensive tackle instead of being worth it unless somebody can please show up very differently. Very differently. I mean, it's going to be probably above Newton on that draft. It's a side thing. Smaller Italian linemen just go like lower. Because take it for example for Newton. He had a great college career, but he has not as good as a prospect like Kinsey or Donald. Well, they're incredible prospect that still fell for the mid-late because of that size. But there's a lot of guys like Ross Backlog who have great college career, but he cannot deal with the physicality of the NFL, so they don't like to take in like the risk at all. I mean, it's not going to say for the definitely would be like worse than Murphy. It's impossible to have to know and how they're going to draft. But I think it's going to be like a really to think. And yes, this is going to be like a really to think because check this out. Check this out for this one. High pass rush win the rate with a high pressure level. Great leverage and the same motor. That's what we know about for the Maverick Murphy. Also, he had a good hand usage while also having like great agility and moving out of the position. And just to be clear about it, the guys who finished like Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, Jalen Carter, they're very rare and worth any price. And no one's confusing with that. I mean, he's probably like one of the best defensive tackles for that year. And that's okay. That's okay for us. That's okay. That's okay. So, I mean, this is like one of the NFL Combine that I just kind of review because even I don't have many to talk about it because I'm going to do like a 30-40 minutes to talk. So I don't know if it's going to help it. So thank you very much for joining us for the chat right here. So thank you, everybody. Daniel Barry is in the building. Chad Schrader, also Austin in Sports. Beto Twan, salute to you. But yes, but here's another like a topic that I was very, very, but very like completely confused. And I was like, man, I cannot believe that it just happened. Yep. It didn't just happen right here. So, do you guys remember the Hey, how's it going, Grandizer? Oye, el Capitán Rafucho, what's up? How's it going? Salute to you, Grandizer. I hope you're doing well. So, do you guys remember of Shannon Sharp, the ex-NFL player for the Baltimore Ravens, and then he was just like a color commentator of that show called Undefeated. Yep. Yeah, that was like Undefeated, and I was like very shocked what he did. Yeah, I was very shocked that what he did about for this one. But I think it's like a very stupidity. I mean, if you look at this one, I hope this is not gonna happen over this one. So probably they won't censor about this. So right now I'm gonna share this right here. So let me check for this one. Oh, hold on. Also, shout out to the persons right here. So yeah. All right. So I'm gonna show out like at the video, and if you see like at a very like because it's not gonna be like too long, but I'm gonna show it for this one. And so there you go.
Oh, okay, Michael and Keyshawn, buckle up for this one. Former NFL executive Michael Lombardi on a podcast about new Raiders coach Pete. He knows the Raider way because he's from Compton. It's a joke. This guy is driving me crazy. Can he just shut up? Why won't somebody in the Raiders shut up? Mike, and then with
Oh my God, YouTube is getting like a ball over to this one. Oh my!
To say that, well, he doesn't know the Raiders way. What Mike Lombardi's talking about, podcast talking about the Raider way is about the kind of players that you draft. You know, the hard players, the gritty players. You know, that's what the Raiders way is. And I'm like, wait a minute, the Raiders way. I thought also is a mentality. You know what I mean? It's when this is how we play the game. This is when we play the way we play. That's the Raiders. That's what I saw when they beat the Kansas City Chiefs. So what shocks me is how is Mike Lombardi, who's, you know, on the outside. I know he had his sons who were with the Raiders, you know, Mick and Matt, who was with the Raiders, one offensive coordinator and one was, you know, an assistant to the wide receivers. And he let them go. So he let both of them go. I reached out to AP and said, what is this? Antonio Pierce, Coach Pierce. I reached out and said, what is this? It sounds personal. He said, I have no idea. He said, I have no idea where that's coming from. For Mike Lombardi to say that he has no idea about the Raiders way, that Coach Pierce has no idea about the Raiders way, and he grew up right there in Compton. Right there in Compton. It's mind-boggling for you to even say that. Every coach in the National Football League sells his organization.
So that's what they're talking about, because if you see that person right here, that's Michael Irvin, which is a former NFL player for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, what I just saw for the comments from Shannon Sharp, I mean, he just said it about for this one. I mean, when he just say that the Raiders way wouldn't work. I mean, what the heck is going on right here? I mean, allegedly, I mean, Michael Lombardi. Here's a fun fact about it. Michael Lombardi and his son, they're like the first father and son duo to be fired by a father and son ownership duo at the NFL. I mean, he actually like a two sons fired, making Matt. Matt was assistant wide receiver coach, while Mike is very base Vias. Because I cannot stand believe what it just happened like in the mindset. But look at this one, because imagine it had to go like because before Antonio Pierce right there, it was a completely disaster. A completely disaster between everybody thought it was gonna be like adopting like the Patriot way. And I've been saying for all these live streams going out for this one, I mean, it's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen in this one, folks. I mean, I'm very sure at all, because this is nothing like going at it, because we're not the New England Patriots, and thank God they just kicked him out for like an October. But I just see for the contest of Shannon Sharp. I mean, nothing he says anyone's newsworthy. So as long as he involved in the industry, I mean, I know because I'm a journalist. I know that I'm a freelance journalist, and I understand what it takes to take some notes on the hot takes. I mean, those persons, they spend so much time preparing for the hot takes for the shows that they don't actually have the time to invest in knowing what they're talking about for an advanced level. I mean, it's not about making like sane arguments, but figuring out what arguments will draw for the most engagement. I mean, if you're a former player involved in the sports, all the games like knowledge for the sports where he was involved, he's been out for the game. I mean, when Sharp say the Raiders way wouldn't work in today's game, because the Raiders way was party all night, do what the hell they want to do. I mean, it's not like more like Mike Lombardi say. He doesn't care about accuracy or trying to provide honest, reasonable opinions. I mean, he takes like an outrage. I mean, after the whole drama and after the whole situation between Josh McDaniels, I mean, it's gonna be like a turning around, because it's simply like, because look at the Antonio Pierce. He's better be like connecting with those players to the locker room than Josh McDaniels. I mean, they just wanted to need to define what the belly, and here we are. Because right now we're just embracing like great football, and believe it or not, we just wanted to take it to the next level. I mean, if you look at the Al Davis, he battled with speed and toughness, bleeding out the team for that way, and they just won a lot than the most. I mean, if Lombardi sees that and Sharper doesn't, so who's gonna believe it? Who we gonna to believe it? But I don't see it's gonna be like a change. Because what was the last time that the Raiders had a head coach that lived in people's head rent free? Because that was John Gruden during his first stint. Remember that? But it just keep it like they just faced their share. But with courage and resolve, we'll rise above. I mean, defiantly proclaiming for undenying love, for the game, for the ride, for the right away. We will banish the shadows, come what may. I mean, to be true and clear, in the face of adversity, we are not fear. We shall not fear, because we are raiders, the boldest and the thoughtest in our hearts. Because right now, it is time to prove the world. It is time to prove that the world is wrong. Because we're no longer like the laughing stock. Not anymore. Because right now we are the biggest fan base in the whole world, and we have the team that we cannot be building up. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, who's gonna be like a shut up, and who's gonna be like a who had the last laugh? Antonio Pierce got the last laugh, and Michael Lombardi, who should be like the shutting up. But yes. But I think it's gonna be like it's heading like very free. It's like a head free. But if you see like the old media, they're talking about the right away is all I don't know, talking shit, smoker shit. But when Antonio Pierce say, let's talk our shit, let's smoke our shit, that's the right away, it makes me think that okay, so let's check it about for mentality of a warrior, because Josh McDaniels doesn't have like the mentality in this one. So I just really hope that this season couldn't let us down. I mean, imagine this: after we just won against the Chargers, Giants, Jets, that was like a big statement, and also even better against for the Chiefs. I mean, that could be happening like on that note right here. So I just wanted to let it know. Yeah. But people didn't know that Antonio Pierce was a former Super Bowl champion along with the New York Giants. But I gotta tell you, just like the style of Will Smith, keep the Raiders' name out of your fucking mouth. I mean, there are some people who never play should be quiet. I mean, how can you critique something you know nothing about? You can only learn so much watching the whole history in the whole life. I mean, that's a fact. That's a fact, but yes, so yes, that's one of my takes on the NFL combined, also for the up season during the Mike Lombardi situation along with Antonio Pierce. But I just wanted to let you know that, well, I know it's been like a very short 30-40 minutes, but I just wanted to tell you that thank you very much. And I know that I had something planned of the special guest, but I think this weekend I don't think it's going to be like a very complicated, because after that I was doing like an NBA live stream on Spanish. I probably this weekend I will be like something like very special. I'll try to plan it. And but during all these 2 months right here, I mean, it became like such a great opportunity. And yes, I mean, it's been like a wild. I mean, let me take it on my glasses right here. So first and foremost, last year, 2023, wasn't that good year for me, because I was really stuck at wrestling stuff along with Robert and Tyler. I'm doing shows with Raw, SmackDown, ANEW Dynamite, Collision, along with some pay-per-views, along with Mitch, Earl, Jeff, rest in peace, Jeff, Mike Giants fan. Um, and then I figured it out that year I was like trying to connect like a new audience, and I just brought like some guests on my new show, because at the first one in July, that was in August. Yeah, that was in August. I was in. I just invited to my fellows to Against the Fence to get involved like a previous show of Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz from boxing, and then the UFC Fight Night, and it just like went crazy. And then I had the opportunity to talk with MC Raider, Protect the Shield, the Ultimate Raider fan, also some Miami Dolphins fan on my podcast, also Merv from Raiders Fan Radio, West Coast Pirates, Matt, City De Niro, Real Man, Real Talk, Dash. I mean, yeah, that was just like the big opportunity for him. I mean, Granddad just said, Chad, what happened to Jeff? You mean that guy that we know, that Mitch, Earl, Blaze, we know about Jeff because he was like a Brooklyn Nets fan, great wrestling fan. I mean, he passed out during like a food intoxication back in May of 2023. Almost a year. Time flies. And then from the beginning of 2024, during the 2 months, I had the pleasure to have some great episodes of Similar Black Experience, along with the Gold 209, Power Raider, MC Raider again, also with Kenny King Jr. I mean, there's a lot of guests right here. Also, I had the opportunity with Raider Band, my brother. Also, shout out to Raider Band, which in fact he's doing his live stream along with Naughty Raider Nate. I don't know if Jack Bauer, Pistol. I mean, go there and stream to the channel. Yes. Also, salute to you at the Ultimate Raider fan. How's it going? So, what do you do about it? So, but look, I'm almost finished on my show, but I'll let you know about it. But yes, I'll keep it at some of a few minutes right there. So I just wanted to keep it out because I know it's gonna be like a special guest to get involved with this one. So yes. Also, shout out to Raider Team. Well, let's see what is the guy right here. Also Against the Fans, Eddie Law. I mean, after all this situation, after all the drama, after all the problems, that I was like, holy snap, what should I do about it? What should I do? What should I do about it? But on that point, I was like getting stuck in one thing. But in my mind, I decided after my grandfather's passing, and after all the issues that I've been through about it, I think it's time for a new leaf, and that's what I did it. And I just started making live streams in Spanish, also doing some Raiders, also for wrestling pay-per-views. I mean, because after that, I was doing like a live streams of weekly shows like Raw and SmackDown and like NXT, NEW. I mean, it kind of like it very difficult because on that point that I was getting bold because I just wanted to do it, make it some more. I want to do like more than bold because I'm doing it all. Because after that, I was doing like a baseball live stream on Spanish. I was like, I'm getting ready to get more, to get involved with the audience, to get involved with the connection of all these content creators. And man, it's really tough, but it worth it. it really worth it. Also, I just wanted to make a shout out to Raider Rundown, which is one of my brothers. I mean, every time that I see on the chat, every time that I see on the live streams, I mean, that man is truly amazing. He's truly amazing for me. But yes, I mean, it's not very complicated to me because after that I was doing, because I was still like learning about for the best. I mean, imagine this: compared to be like a freelancing journalist into a sports content creator, it's not that easy at all. You have to take some nerves and some guts, a lot of guts, a lot of guts and all. But it might be I gotta go for a change right now, but I think it's gonna be like a really good start at all. At all. But I won't give up for anything. I won't give up. But as a matter of fact, but at that point right here, I just realized that I have a great connection with those content creators because it feels like after the storm that I've been through about it, right now is the calm. And I'm not gonna lie, after the storm, here comes the calm. And I've been doing it like since July of 2021, and it's not easy at all to be like a content creator. But then it just like it clicked on my head. It clicked on my head because it's something that I was really involved about this, and I was doing like a weekly show along with Uncensored, talking about for wrestling, martial arts, and I really understand that I can do like a live streams with him talking about reviews and previews. Also, I had to involve with some interviews with some content creators, some greatest influencers, also like those characters who made like very viral on that thing. And then boom, that just came out because along for this week right here, and I mean it's kind of really hard to do it, but that's life. It is. That's life. And yes, I will never give up for anything. I will never give up. So I'm still like the same Raphael with a brand new attitude. So I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change at all. Because I'm still Raphael. I'm still Raphael, and you cannot, no. You cannot change it all. So I just wanted to let you know that I know that I have a 51 minutes because I know there's gonna be like a special guest coming over here, but I'll let you guys know for the next week. So and after the combined talk and the off seasons, we can talk about for a film breakdown for all these athletes that we need to look at it up for the next season, and then I'll try to figure it out for the live streams. And because I know this is the first of the month, which is Friday, March 1st, which who knows gonna be it. The March Madness of the college basketball. Also, they got the baseball, which is one of my favorite sports. And I cannot wait for the opening day, which is totally amazing. Also, they still got the NBA. Who else is gonna happen? Oh, the ANEW Revolution, which is on Greensboro, North Carolina. I might do it. I might have to do with the pay-per-view, but we'll do it for the issues. I'm doing it for the work. I might go to I might go to Greensboro to see like the last match of Steam, but I might try to do it. Yeah, I might try to do it because why not say it's not official? It's not official. But yeah. But I think that I'm gonna be clear right now. So so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close it off with the stream right here. So I appreciate about that. So salute to everybody else for the chat right here. So there it goes. Grandizer, Brother Twan, also Awesome in Sports, Chad Schrader, Daniel Berry. Salute to you. And of course, you gotta follow me on the social media, Twitter at Capitán Rafucho, Instagram at the Capitán Rafucho. Also, you can subscribe me on my YouTube channel at Capitán Rafucho. Also on Rumble, TikTok, Kick, and Twitch for gaming streams. Also, you can help and support the channel by donating on PayPal, which is in this link right here. So thank you guys, and this has been like another episode of Similar Like Experience, the combined talk, and I will see you there in its time, and next episode, and then I will tell you who's gonna be my last my new live stream that I will go with. So thank you very much, and I will see you there in its time. Let's go. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I think I'm not gonna be done for this, but I hope this is not gonna. I hope this is gonna be like a very unexpected. But ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you one of my good brothers right here. So let's take a talk with some like the off season and the combined talk. So I'll probably add the go to the shutting out for the live stream, but then it became like very unexpected. So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The man, the myth, the legend, one of my brothers right there. The Ultimate Raider fan right here. Look.
Ultimate
Oh,
Raider
so
fan
you
is
became like, because I was almost ended that show, but I was talking about for the combined talk, and I was talking about for the for those athletes that were looking out for the Raiders. I mean, what can I say about it, folks? So it's the NFL combined week, and then boom, there's a lot of players. So so right now, Turf, I know we came right here to talk about it. So first and foremost, all right, so after we just watched the combined week, I mean, we just see like Byron Murphy, Devon Sweat. Also, we just look for the combine between the NC State, which is like unbelievable, like the linebacker paid to Wilson at the speed at all. So I just wanted to tell you which players how could we focus on the Raiders for the next season, because after we just watched the combine between linebackers, defense, tight ends, so which player we will look at the most for like including at the next season for the Raiders? For all the combined players, what was the player who gonna be like the most important shot on this combine? And we can shut him off for the defense. So any thoughts about it?
Yes, I absolutely think it makes more sense to go defense, right? Because the problem we have is the top three teams need quarterbacks, and that means Jaden Daniels will be gone. I believe Jaden Daniels will probably be the first quarterback pick, even over Caleb Williams. Call me crazy, you know, it is what it is, but it is what I think. And with that being said, I mean, you've hit it on the head, right? Newton, Murphy, Sweat, any of those top defensive linemen, it completely changes our defense overnight. Completely overnight. So, you know, now all of a sudden we don't really necessarily need that cornerback, if you will. You know, that's a total shutdown, you know, high-paying corner, because we already have one of those. And adding that defensive lineman that's going to wreak havoc is 100% going to allow that secondary to play differently. So yeah, I think, we should definitely go with alignment. That's my thoughts.
Because if they had like an understand about it, I mean, it's really convincing that who could be like analyzed for the power of Jaden Daniels. I mean, he's probably had a deep ball and he can scramble, but short anyway because he actually go through with the progressions or the for the highlights and like a 50-50 wide open shot to the first round wide receivers. I mean, don't get me wrong about it because he has the biggest deep and easily like the most elusive in college football, but he has it to go to the pull it out together. I mean, this could be like a great enough for this point. I mean, the smooth running is exactly the type of running and sensible man of the searches for. I mean, running quarterbacks who are generally at the first 3 years of their career, I mean, the pocket mobility is being able to take like advantage of gap to the defense, but they are good. But when the quarterbacks get like a fifth over the total yards, he feel like a pig put the contract this up. I mean, it's gonna be like a really smart at all because they watch us because there's some random LCU fans because I know because there's one LCU fan who lives on the same neighborhood. I mean, they just watch the games and really convinced that that argument would analyze for like that the consensus is gonna be like a between Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels. I mean, it might end it up be like a better NFL quarterback, but it's honestly like the better prospect. The better prospect. I mean, the consensus for the number 3 because I know it's gonna be putting up with the situation. I know he had a one fumble in 2023. He rushed it out for like 1,000 yards. In comparison, Lamar Jackson has 6 Heisman seasons in 2016. I mean, when he just won, he was like the youngest winner. I mean, they just had a premature out of the go-at. I mean, he's average to below average before getting to LCU and have the progress at all.
Right. Yeah, I mean, quarterback, man, it's a tough position, right? The times are changing. I will say that. If everyone's watching the combines, right? I mean, I think you realize that the athletes of yesterday come nowhere close to the athletes of today. So with that being said, I mean, this is by far the best draft class I think we've ever seen, period. Top to bottom, every position. I mean, you got heavy hitters in the top 5 at every position, literally. So, and they all can change your team overnight. And when you're talking quarterbacks, they might actually be the deepest in this draft of all. I mean, I expect some of the 4th and 5th round quarterbacks that get drafted
to
be starters. Yes, it's serious, man. So I don't know. I think I absolutely think it's going to be tough to get a quarterback that you want, right? We all know who we want, and if we don't get him, at the top, we're absolutely going to more than likely just pick defense, right? The things that we need, and I'm expecting 4th, 5th round go for a quarterback that exists still in the draft. So
that's right. I mean, if we just saw for the amazing NFL combine, because there's like a lot of great athletes, but also there's like a great sleepers. I mean, the first one that just got Tyler Goodson, 6 foot, 7 foot. I mean, he's really massive. I mean, I would love to see like a freak athlete like him on the defensive line. Also, they got Chop Robinson. Got that quick first step that it takes to the top edge rusher. It couldn't help it. Quentin Mitchell, he already has skills to be connected like the right coach to become like a shutdown corner on that league. Also, there's Kellen Bullock. He is a ball hog that he has true free safety speed. And don't get me wrong for the Devonta Sweat. Just like Vita Vea, because I just feel like he could fall as far for the 3rd with some luck, but people don't evaluated some players that were just thinking. But the offensive line and the defense, it should be like the focus on those teams. I mean, we just need like a combine for all the free agents. But I think after all the hyped out, I mean, there's one thing that about for the connection between Antonio Pierce and Daniels. That's very rare the situation. I mean, if Pat someone steal Baker and draft Harrison, I mean, they will likely willing to trade. I mean, there's no clue that the box will happen to throw. I mean, Baker Mayfield was very like a good quarterback. He'd be locked for the best like lifestyle top dollar. But after the whole situation between the whole drama of Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, the whole situation that we're looking at the combine right here, I mean, seriously, I had to go for the sports like this one. I mean, another example, which is like Wilson. I mean, he's seriously like a smart route runner. He does like a saying like a world bridge for attacking defensive backs. And I think because from that season, I mean, we just wanted to look at it at the defense because there's a lot of holes to fill in at the defense, and we need like something to help along with Max Crosby, Devon Diablo, also to Robert Spillane. I mean, there's a lot of positions to get filled in, and that's one of the positions that we need to get involved about from the mentality of the coach, and of course, the power and the mentality of those players that we're going to see on the combine and get into the draft to see who player has got the most, who player has the latest. So we're gonna expect it, the unexpected.
Right. No, I agree. I think you put it eloquently. Yes, we have to expect the unexpected in this draft because there's just so much talent. And the truth is, you know, I wouldn't say we have a lot of holes to fill. I think we have a lot of depth to fill, right? I really honestly believe we're 2 or 3 players away defensively from having the best defense in the league, right? I really believe that. You give me a solid defensive lineman, you give me a linebacker, and you give me a cornerback, and I'm talking guys that can play right away. I think we're all set on defense. And now you're just filling in, you know, just getting talent to force that talent you already have that's, you know, stay on their toes. Because they know if they get hurt or sit out, that person behind them is trying to take their livelihood, their spot, and not give it up. So, you know, holes to fill, yes, because we need depth. You know, people are going to get hurt. It's an 18-week season. It's very grueling. So, yeah, we need depth. But holes, I wouldn't say we have a ton of holes, if you will. Offensively, again, I think we only have that offensive line situation. Outside of that, I don't, you know, I love AOC. I'm an AOC supporter. I don't see many quarterbacks, if any, other than the top 3 in the draft, you know, beating him out in camp for, you know, the starting position. That's going to be a veteran, and probably only a veteran that's going to beat out AOC. So, you know, we got holes to fill, meaning backups. We need some depth. We need somebody that can step up and play if someone gets injured or, you know, they get a concussion and they're out, right, for a couple of games by protocol. That's what we're looking for. And there's no better draft to do that in this draft, in my opinion. This draft is amazing. Seeing the talent. I've been watching the combine, Rafa. Oh man, the talent is amazing.
Yeah, it is. And of course, I know we can wrap this out right here because we just got like the last topic. I mean, that was really unexpected because I was giving up for like the latest news with it got for the touch for because the whole situation about Josh Jacobs, I mean, it's getting involved with a lot of this. I mean, why the team had made the right call, not the franchise tag Josh Jacobs, because now franchise tagging Josh Jacobs was the right thing to do because I know that I approached it like a critical justice on free agency. I mean, there falls down on the star running back Josh Jacobs. With the franchise still looming, I mean, they're just on like for strategy regarding Jacobs. I mean, according to this, because this will have like a payment of $40 million for the running back. I mean, they're still aiming to secure Jacobs for service from 2024. I mean, about like the performance to the setting the ramifications. I mean, for examination, they're presenting like a compelling in favor, like the strategy approach. I mean, the journey. I mean, just coming like at under Antonio Pierce, follow the dismissal of Josh McDaniels. I mean, along for this one, I mean, the indications are promising, but secretly, like the new quarterback, it's kind of like the revamp regime also emerged for primary objective for the Raiders. And I know we just got like Devontae Adams, Max Crosby, all these talented guys, but with the situation of Josh Jacobs, I mean, it's very different. And they just decided to not franchise them. I mean, it's one of like the right decisions that are good for the organization, but it's gonna be like open to sign a 1 more year deal. But I think it's gonna be like a very, because that value is very expensive. I mean, they gotta go with. They gotta go for the value for it's massively, because if they want to sign him, I mean, they cannot break the bank. I mean, if they had not to do last year to make it like a bad decision not to sign him, even if you can see they had still like issues over the last year. Also with Elijah, like a deal for the bad offensive line playing of play calling. I mean, if they wanted to something about for the running back, letting go at this one. But in that age, make it like over $8 million is luxury. This is gonna be like a defensive drive next couple of years, using that money to throw out for Chris Jones or like building up the guards and let us Texas and rookie handle for the running back. I mean, because we just understand that he played better than McDaniels, because the team cannot afford to give him another top dollar. If another team is willing, he'll be missed at all. It's gonna be like healthy over the full season. It's gonna be like a valuable asset for the offense. But still, sometimes the money is the better choice. Is the better choice. It's gonna be like the contract. It's gonna be like really, because I think it's gonna be like more like the deceptive decisions when it comes to the organization, along with Josh Jacobs' contract.
Right. Yeah, I agree, Rafa. I mean, we absolutely love Josh Jacobs. We want him back, but we can't break the bank. It just would not be smart. It's not the right thing to do. You know, you can get 2 very good running backs that can get you the production you're going to get out of one running back for under $4 million, not under $5 million, under $4 million. So it would be irresponsible, big time, as a GM, in my opinion, to pay him anywhere remotely over $7 million a year on a 3-year deal, $21 million. Give him what, 16 guaranteed, maybe. But I don't see giving him top dollar. You're definitely not going to franchise tag him. That's just way too much money for a running back. And in fact, I'd be shocked if you see anybody franchise tag a running back. It just wouldn't make any sense. I don't even recall who the best running back was. It was Christian McCaffrey, right? Statistically, I think he was the best running back. And even Christian McCaffrey, I'm not giving him $14 million, is it? $15 million for the running back franchise?
Yeah, $14 million. I mean, if they're gonna give like they get it done for the right price. I mean, that belly has decreased a little bit this year, but probably not enough to get him easy for cheap. It might be ended as sporting free agency, but they hope it's in the back up there of the free agency.
Right. So yeah, man. I mean, I'd hate to lose him, but wearing my GM hat, we got to focus on other players. In fact, I would rather give a defensive tackle max money. I'd rather give a defensive veteran that is proven, a Chris Jones, right? Maybe Reeder, right? Or Williams. I'd rather give one of those guys a top dollar, because A, they deserve it, right? That's why they're in free agency, and I can assure you someone else is going to pay them top dollar, because it changes your defense overnight. I mean, you go from having a sketchy, maybe, you're not sure your secondary, to wow, everybody's flying around looking great because of the fact that they have less than 4 seconds to throw the ball now. It matters. It really does matter. So, I was going to say, we did did give a franchise tag to one player. I'm not sure if you've saw that news, but Palomalu, he's got not the free agent, not the regular franchise tag, but there's another one, an extended franchise tag or something along those lines. But he was franchise tagged, so we still have our main franchise tag available. I believe you get one of each. Do we use our franchise tag on anyone? Probably not, right? Who would we use it on? I can't think of anybody that would make sense that would be worth spending that kind of money, right? So, and we have to be financially, sane at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, Saquon Barkley, because took it for example, Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs are like the available. I mean, some teams are gonna be like bringing something like if they're gonna miss on him, but I see they're gonna be like a split carries and try to trap the guy in the third round. I mean, what does he like for the tank? I mean, I love Josh Jacobs, but I'd rather to supply me like another running back if we're gonna save some money, because if they're gonna offer like a 8 million fully guaranteed, that's not gonna have the case for the Rock. I mean, it seems like already started. I mean, if we're gonna to really go in on the speed like Tom Telesco says, I mean, Josh Jacobs isn't really that guy. He might be like looking to get faster in that position, because what are the running backs is getting like it involved with that position, and sometimes it's getting like under badly. Under the case for the Antonio Pierce and Josh Jacobs. I mean, if we're gonna look at it to get really faster and getting both in that position, I mean, Josh Jacobs is not that guy. We had to decide who's gonna to stay for one more season, or you gotta move on for the free agency. I mean, it all depends what the organization had to do with, along with Josh Jacobs' drama for about the contracts.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of drama. It was a lot of drama, but I don't think there's any drama anymore. I don't think he has anything to hold over us when it comes to trying to, get this big payday anymore. Because for one, no other running backs are going to get these paydays. It's just not going to happen. And you got that tiny pesky dude behind you called Zeus, Zeus White, right? Zamir White absolutely can carry the load. I know people, wanted to laugh at me and tell me I'm crazy when it comes to the other running backs we have on the practice squad. But I'm telling you, Britton Brown, Sincere McCormick, as well as Walter, they're all still part of the team, if you will. And I believe there's another running back. So, I mean, we have depth. Don't get me wrong. None of those guys are Josh Jacobs, but 2 or 3 of them combined, they may get the same production Josh Jacobs got us. And that's the key.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the key. It's not, hey, if we got to do running back by committee to get 1,200 yards on the season, instead of one guy getting 12 yards on the season, why wouldn't you go in that direction, especially if it works? So that's
exactly.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, it's been like a great episode. And right now, we're going to wrap it out right here. But I appreciate it, Turf, the ultimate Raider fan right here. So I just wanted to let you know, go there and subscribe to the ultimate Raider fan, because he's doing like a great shows on Thursday with Turf and Rundown. And I was trying to hit you up because I was because I just wanted to talk about for more like the combine, and also the players to look at the old look at all those players. And this is gonna be like a really exciting. So the ultimate Raider fan 32. So do you have like the last thoughts before we're wrapping it up? And right now it's been like a great episode of Seven Black Experience. So there you go.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate the invite. Apologies for the tardiness, if you will. I didn't realize that I was going to be able to be on the show, so I was actually out of the house and couldn't get back in time. So next time I'll actually be on time and excited and ready. And with that being said, the Raider Syndicate cannot wait to have Rafa on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be ready to check out an episode of the Raider Syndicate on Sunday, because Rafa will be joining, talking that talk like El Capitan does. And I'm excited for that, man. We've been wanting you on the show for the longest, man. So we're really excited.
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to tell you that thank you very much for joining us on this right here, Civil and Black Experience with Rafael Chacín as known as El Capitán Rafucho. Also with a special guest, the Ultimate Raider Fan 32. Also shout out to the chat right here. So I just wanted to tell you that thank you very much, and I will see you there next time. And just like Al Davis say, just win, baby. Have a good one, folks.